Welcome. Today I wanted to create a quick informal video to recreate what we did in class last Friday. Specifically, let's review creating an Eclipse workspace. Within that workspace, we're going to create a project to hold the Java code that we want to exercise for a particular application. And in that project, we're going to create today a single class that's going to represent HelloPrinter. At the end of that, we will save this Eclipse project to an archive file. So the class today that we're going to put in is HelloPrinter. It has a main method, has a comment, and it's going to write out the write out the phrase "Hello World" to the console when we run it. So let's first bring up Eclipse. So let me close this window. Here's Eclipse on my machine. It'll be a different location for you. Now Eclipse is asking for us, where would we like the workspace created? Now I've previously had a workspace called CSC130, but you can create and put this workspace anywhere you like. I could put this on the U drive. I could recreate it and call it Dave if I wanted to, and the workspace would be Dave on the C drive. But in this case, I'm going to call it CSC130 to be consistent with what we did last Friday. I'll say OK, and Eclipse will create that workspace. Okay, let me adjust my window. Now remember, when Eclipse came up, it came up in the Java Enterprise Edition perspective. This is just the way we have it set up at Elon. We want to change this perspective to be the Java perspective. And that will give us windows specifically set up to help us with Java development. So I'm going to click on this Open Perspective icon and select Java. It shows me that the Java perspective's up right now. I want to close some of these other windows here by clicking on that Xbox to get this nice looking workspace. So the first thing I want to do in my workspace is I'm going to click File, New, Java Project. The Java Project wizard will come up, and I want my project name to be called Exercise 1. You can call the project whatever you like, but this is going to create a folder called Exercise 1 inside our workspace folder, which we call CSC130 on the C drive. I come down to the bottom of the wizard. I'm going to click Next. So it says, Dave, I want to create this Exercise 1 folder, and inside that folder I want to have a folder called SRC that's going to hold all the Java files. And when I compile them into bytecode, I want to put them into a bin folder. I prefer to have it called classes. So I want to change that so it saves all my compiled bytecode into that classes folder. I then am going to click Finish. Now up here, you can see that the project, the Exercise 1, was created. And if I click the little arrow, it will show me that inside of Exercise 1 is a source folder. Perfect. I now want to create my first class. So I just clicked on the source folder. I then right-clicked, went to New, Class. Under Class, we decide we're going to call the class HelloPrinter. Okay, that's fine. We don't need a package. And it's asked me down below, would you like me to automatically create a stub for a main method? Let's say yes for now. We'll click Finish. So it is created for us a HelloPrinter.java file. And in that HelloPrinter.java file is going to be the class HelloPrinter. Now some people like to see line numbers come up here along the left side of the source code. If you want that, you need to come to Window, Preferences, we have this huge preference window, and under General, I'll open that up. And I want to come down to Editors, and I'm going to open that up. And then I'm going to click on Text Editors. When I clicked on that, it's showing me that I have some options. One, I can insert spaces for tabs. I like to do that. And I want to have a tab width of 3 because Horstmann in our book likes to have a tab width of 3. And I want to put show line numbers. I click that. And I'm also going to show the print margin so I don't go past 80 characters. I'll apply my changes. I'll say OK. And now you can see back in my workspace, I have line numbers on my Java file. It shows me this nice little line at column 80, so I don't go past 80 columns. Now, the first thing I like to do, I like to put a copyright statement at the top. This copyright statement is going to say that all the work being done is original work being done by me. On the case of a pairwise team, both members of the team. I'm going to put the date, which is 2012, February, and today's the 5th, and I'm going to put my name down. If you have two partners on your team, you put both names down. I have some comments here that we don't need, so I'll get rid of those to be consistent with what we did in class. Here's my public static void main method, and in the main method, we had a comment for our benefit as programmers that said this was going to display a greeting in the console window. And the actual command, the only command inside this main method is going to be, we're going to talk to the object system.out, and we're going to want to print line. And what we want to print is a string. Remember, a string was inside of double quotes. Hello world. And at the end of the line, we need a semicolon to signify the end of the line. So we're done. We have our class HelloPrinter. We have our main method. It's got a comment line, and it has the actual executable line. Now to run this, I'm going to come over, left-click on HelloPrinter.java to select it. And then I'm going to right-click, and I get this context menu come up. I'm going to come down to Run, Run As. I come across, I want to select Java Application. Now when I select Java Application, it's going to actually execute the bytecode that was automatically created behind the scenes by Eclipse for HelloPrinter.class. So I clicked Application, it says HelloPrinter has not been saved, so I'll save it. It ran the code, and down here in our console window, you can see Hello World. Great. It's exactly what we wanted. Now I want to save this project exercise so I can submit it. Submit it to Dave for grading the assignment, or I want to save it and restore it later on when I get back to my dorm room. So I'll click the project, exercise 1. I'll right click, I'll come down to Export. I'll select Export. I'll open up General, and I'm going to select Archive File. I'm going to click Next. It says it's going to save away exercise 1. Now where do you want me to put it? I want to have them put it on the C drive under my temp folder, and I'm going to call it exercise1.zip. What you call it is up to you, but we want to save it as a zip file. And that's what's selected down below here. I'll click Finish, and the file is saved. To prove that it was saved, I'll come out here to my Explorer. I'll open it up. I'm on my C drive. Now I'll open up Temp. And on Temp, you can see this exercise1.zip file. It's just a regular zip file. I can email that to myself. I can put it on my thumb drive, whatever. Okay, so what did we do? We started Eclipse. We created a Eclipse workspace or a folder called CSC130 on the C drive. Inside that workspace, we created our Eclipse Java project. We decided to call it Exercise 1. Inside that project, we created our first Java class. We called it HelloPrinter. After we put the code in, we right-clicked on it. We said Run As Java Application. It ran the code. We then decided to export our Exercise 1 to the archive file. So we did an export general archive, and we specified C:temp. And then we gave it the name exercise1.zip, and we showed that the exercise1.zip file existed. From this point, I could attach it to an email. On Monday, we'll talk about how to import that. Okay, great. Have a nice day.